Okay, what is up, everybody? How's it going? It's been a little while since we did, any kind of lifestyle video, so I thought I'd pop in here, and just show you what's up today. I am actually not at home. This is not my house, but I'm watching a friend's dogs, so they might come running out here at any given point, so that's just them. So I thought I'd post a video of what I'm up to today. It is early for me anyway, because I wanted to get outside and get this done before it got too hot. It has been so hot. But I have a little wood burning project that I'm doing, and I am by no means an expert, at the very least, even very good at wood burning, but I'm going to give it a go because I think it would be a fun project for Christmas presents. I've always been a fan of Christmas presents that are handmade or just, I don't know, not necessarily something you can just go to a store and get. I think it's more personal and it means a little bit more, I think. So it's early in the year, I'm giving it a try now to see if it's something that I want to do for Christmas, but I'm thinking ahead and I have some time, so this is what I'm doing. So I'm starting out with this design. It's kind of like the Scorpio sign, a nice little practice. So what's happening here is I've got pieces of wood. These came from Leanne's wood breaking video. When she was breaking those boards. I think it's an excellent way to repurpose it, especially since the grain is super smooth and it should actually end up being a pretty ideal surface for burning. So we'll find out. Since I can't just draw, I'm not very talented freehand drawing, I printed out this design and I have a piece of transfer paper and then a small piece of practice wood. I'm finding that the transfer paper is very sensitive. I already have marks on there just from moving it around, so I'm going to tape this down. And I'm going to try to move kind of quickly because it's going to get very warm out here. And mosquitoes, heat, all that stuff. So here we are, ready to go. So what's going to happen now is probably the easy part. I'm going to trace out the design onto the trace paper that goes onto the wood. In the package that came with the trace paper, I have these little trace points, I suppose. Some people say it's better to use a pen because then you can see where you've been. That might be a smart idea, but we're gonna give these a try. So I think, so as I press down on the drawing, I can kind of see where I've been, so that might be just fine. So I was really excited to see the Mandalorian trailer finally yesterday came out. So it looks like we're going to be seeing him trying to bring little Yoda, or whoever that's supposed to be, back to his own kind. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to start with the outline first. I probably should. That kind of makes sense. Outline and then fill it in. See, learning things. But one thing that's nice about using the tracing tool is it's a round point. So, whereas with a pen might dig in a little bit too deeply. So anyway, Mandalorian. So definitely looking forward to that. You know, something I was thinking when I was watching it is just it's so incredible how far video technology in general, production quality, has come since the original Star Wars. Oh my god, it's a world of difference. But also, how Star Wars was kind of the influence of that. Special effects and really putting so much time and detail into every aspect of production for something that nobody really thought was actually going to do very well. Can you imagine working on that? Being part of that production and just being well, this is going to flop. This is not going to come out very well. That would be pretty disheartening, I imagine. So I think the producers of Mandalorian obviously caught on to how much everyone liked "This is the way," because it was repeated several times in that trailer. This is the way. Ari, why are you making Christmas crafts in September? This is the way. You know, something I think that people like a lot about The Mandalorian is it feels like Star Wars, you know? Like, you've got a lot of familiar visuals throughout the show. At least I know I like that. Oh, mosquitoes. So one thing that made me laugh out loud was just a few seconds into it, there's the part where she's talking about you must reunite it with its own kind, and he's like, and then he says where, but it cuts to a bantha and like a soldier on a bantha, like right at that same time, and it looks like the bantha goes where.
You must reunite it with its own kind.
Where?
This you must determine.
It threw me off the first time I watched it, because I was just like, why is the bantha replying? Okay, so I'm gonna lift this up and see how it looks. Okay, it doesn't look too bad. Definitely missing one side of the claw. Don't know what I did there, but I'm gonna try to lift it back up and redo that. But it doesn't look too bad. Okay, so I kind of feel like I've learned a few things. I probably could have just gone with an outline. I probably didn't need to fill it in, but that's okay. I definitely did slip in some areas, so I'm just gonna have to take that into account as I go through and burn. So I have my $15 Michaels wood burner over here. I'm not expecting very much out of it. I've used it maybe twice now, and I used to do some wood burning when I was younger, so I'm gonna heat this up now. It is going to be another hot day. We're so close to fall, and I'm so ready for it. Pool's looking pretty nice too. On my little wood burner here, it doesn't have heat settings or anything. It cools easily as I go through like heavier wood, so I have to pause and like let it reheat to get like a better touch on the tip, but it is what it is. It was a couple bucks. Oh, and then the other thing that was funny on Mandalorian, like, I've always been a fan of movies, stories in general that were action, drama, but with like a very intellectual, or maybe even just silly humor. So there's that one part where the little baby Yoda like closes his pod. It's just like so adorable. And then Mandalorian just, kicks a bunch of ass. I'm going to, just like before, do a nice cut outline first, and then come back with something a little bit flatter. This is a sharp tip. So I suppose that Mandalorian isn't really going to just drop off Baby Yoda in this season. I mean, they're gonna have to just draw that out, because that's really kind of the main storyline there. I know Leanne's crazy about Baby Yoda, by the way. He's so adorable! That wasn't really a Leanne imitation. That was more like whatever it was. So this is what we have so far, and I think it looks pretty good. There were areas where instead of holding the tip straight, I kind of like bent over a little bit. You can kind of see those where the sides have burned a little bit, so I realized I needed to be more careful about that. There were some areas that I just kind of screwed up, like this middle part. Didn't keep that as crisp as I was hoping to, but overall not too shabby. So I'm gonna wait for this tip to cool here and then replace it with the other one and go back over it for a final round. Okay, so some time has passed. It has gotten much brighter outside, much warmer, more mosquitoes, and the little fountain came on, but we're making progress. Landscaping is happening, so there's that as well. Also finding that this wood works pretty well, so if I do decide to try to make some presents out of this, I will be able to use this wood. Okay, trying to get this thing wrapped up, I think it's taking some time. So the last thing I want to do, I don't have any sandpaper. I forgot about that. So actually, I guess I'll go check and see if they have any here. I didn't think to bring sandpaper. I pretty much always would use a real fine grit along these lines to just crisp them up there, and then to fix any like mistakes, and also to remove some of the leftover lines from the transfer paper. So, and that'll clean it up quite a bit. So I'm gonna go have a look. Okay, well, after having a decent snoop, I didn't find any sandpaper, but I'm just gonna use like a blade real quick, just so I can wrap this up. Definitely helps for some of these small areas. A smaller blade would probably work better, but work with what you got. It's just a practice round. So here we have that. It doesn't look too bad, I'd say. I think someone might be happy with this or something similar. Maybe I could work on this to make it more presentable. But anyways, happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope everyone has a great day. I hope you all enjoyed Mandalorian. Tell me what you thought about that trailer. I will probably end up watching season 1 again just to get ready for season 2, but I'm pretty excited. And I am also getting all mosquitoed up, and I am very warm. I think the pool's calling my name.